Welcome to the Horror Next Door and our favorite new horror trailers, the series where we discuss our favorite of all the new horror trailers that were released last month. All the trailers discussed will be linked below. Don't forget to leave a comment letting us know what you think of these trailers. And if you like this video, would you kindly subscribe? Now, on with the trailers. Grafted. A bright but socially awkward exchange student takes her craving for popularity to horrifying heights. Grafted releases January 24th on Shudder. So over the last couple of years, I've become more and more of a fan of the body horror subgenre. I never used to be into body horror type movies, but it seems like the more recent released body horror stuff I'm kind of into. And here is another movie that looks like it's definitely going to have some weird body horror stuff going on. The trailer just makes things look very sick, very twisted, and just plain disgusting. And I am here for it. It seems like there's going to be this group of girls that she interacts with. I'm not sure if she's trying to be friends with them or if she just knows them from school, but they just seem like the popular girls that are super annoying and just get under your skin in a way. I really hope and I really can't wait to see those girls just get it, if you know what I mean. So there is a lot of quick shots in this trailer, a lot of blood, a lot of disgusting close-up shots of people eating things or something. I don't know. I say this from time to time, but this is going to be one of those movies that when you finish watching it, you feel like you just need to go take a shower or something because it just feels dirty. And I cannot wait to check it out. Looks awesome. Just a couple of more weeks and this will be on Shudder. 28 years later, a group of survivors of the rage virus live on a small island. When one of the group leaves the island on a mission into the mainland, he discovers secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected, but other survivors. Director of the original 28 Days Later, Danny Boyle, returns to direct this film. 28 Years Later stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, who you might remember from Godzilla 2014 and Bullet Train, and Ralph Fiennes, who you might know as Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series, and also the serial killer in Red Dragon, Do You See? 28 Years Later releases June 20th, 2025. So right off the bat, I have to voice a little bit of a gripe that I have. So the original 28 Days Later is 28 Days Later, and then the second film is 28 Weeks Later, and now this one is 28 years later. So I'm kind of wondering what happened to the months. I feel like this one should be called 28 Months Later, and then they should have did a 28 Years Later, but oh well, they can always make a 28 months later down the line and fill the gap, but whatever. There is a part of this that just reminds me of pretty much any post-apocalyptic zombie type movie. A lot of stuff that we've seen before in things like The Walking Dead. It's just people roaming around in a post-apocalyptic world. But I am intrigued by whatever this mutation is that has happened to the infected and also to some of the survivors that are on the mainland. The fact that the original 28 Days Later director is back just adds a little bit more to this. I remember seeing 28 Days Later in the theaters when it came out, and it was much different than most zombie movies that we've seen up until that point. Very different, and honestly, on my first watch, I didn't really like the movie, but over the years, it's kind of grown on me. I like it much more now than I did then. I noticed on IMDb, there is a credit for Cillian Murphy, who was in the original 28 Days Later. I'm not exactly sure if he's really going to be in the movie or not. Sometimes IMDb gets these things wrong. There is a quick shot of what appears to be some kind of zombie infected looking guy that looks like Cillian Murphy. Is his character back in this movie? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But this movie looks like it's going to have some weird shit going on, and I feel like the trailer is just kind of holding things back. The movie doesn't release until June, so there's plenty of time for them to release many more trailers for us. But from what I've seen in this trailer, the movie looks great and cannot wait to check it out. Bloody Axe Wound. Abby's family business, a video store, has thrived by disposing of teenagers to mimic horror films. As the first female slasher, she battles genre bias while realizing the harsh realities behind the mass murders. Bloody Axe Wound stars Billy Burke, who you might remember as Bella's father in the Twilight series. And apparently there's a random appearance of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who you might know as Negan from The Walking Dead. Bloody Axe Wound is actually out now on limited video on demand type streaming services. I think it's actually in limited theaters. The thing that really pulled me in when I first watched this trailer is first the fact that this is a slasher movie. I'm a lover of slasher movies. I can't get enough of them. And also the fact that they make their own horror movies and I guess they rent them or sell them in a video store that they own. And on top of that, their VHS tapes, I'm not exactly sure what year this movie is supposed to be taking place in, but they have a close-up shot here of some of their tapes that they have. Blood Cut 2, Blood Cut 4, Blood Cut 6. I guess that's their series. He Ain't Dead Yet, Blood Cut 2. A Very Merry Christmas, or no, A Very Merry Massacre, Blood Cut 6, and then Blood Cut 4, College Carnage. This Rager's gonna be killer. It just, this is awesome. Come on. Also, I like the fact that it's just self-aware. Her father, played by Billy Burke, who is actually pretty surprising that Billy Burke plays her father because he's wearing this makeup throughout the entire movie. Like he's all messed up looking. I'm not exactly sure what happened to him. But he's also a slasher villain. It's just putting a nice fresh twist on the slasher genre. It's definitely a dark comedy, which also is right up my alley. The twist to this obviously is this girl goes to the high school to find a fresh group of people to massacre. But then she actually starts getting feelings for these people. She starts liking these people. And then the dilemma comes in because she's got to kill these people. And her father's basically like, hey, either you do it or I'm going to come and do it. I'm curious how this is all going to play out because now it's like she wants to protect these people, but her dad's going to come and kill them. And I don't know how it's going to play out, but it looks awesome. It looks fun, and I cannot wait to check it out. So I noticed at the very end of this trailer at the bottom, it says the Shudder logo. So I think this movie might be coming to Shudder. I don't know when. I did a quick Google search and there's no date for it. The only date that's up there is December 27th, but that's for the limited theater release. But it is on Fandango at home right now that you can rent or pay for it. I'm not exactly sure, but some way you have to pay for it. Maybe in the next month or so, it will come to Shudder, but keep an eye out for this one because I think it looks great and I cannot wait to check it out. So lastly, I kind of want to throw this one in here more so as an honorable mention. It's for Return of the Living Dead coming Christmas 2025. It's not a remake. It's not a reboot. It is a direct sequel to the original 1985 Return of the Living Dead, which is one of my all-time favorite horror films of my entire life. The synopsis is taking place 18 months after the events at the Uneeda warehouse in Louisville, Kentucky. A new trioxin 245 leak puts a small Pennsylvania town on the brink of a zombie outbreak during Christmas 1985. I like the idea that this is a direct sequel to the original. I was never really a fan of Return of the Living Dead 2, mainly because they just took the comedy and ramped it up a little too much, in my opinion. Return of the Living Dead 3 was a really awesome film. Then there was Return of the Living Dead 4 and 5, Necropolis and Rave from the Grave or something like that, and they were just awful. They are fun to watch at least once in your life just to see them, but you'll never purchase them. You will never see them ever again because they're really not all that great. So here we are. We're going the Halloween 2018 route, and we are doing a direct sequel to the original Return of the Living Dead. I just wanted to bring this up because the trailer, although competently filmed and looks pretty damn good, I hope they don't screw this up. That's my message to anyone involved in this movie. Do not screw it up. If you're going to do a sequel to the original Return of the Living Dead, just don't screw it up. That's all I got to say. Don't do anything that will change aspects of the original. Don't retcon anything. We will see Christmas 2025. Hopefully come maybe October, there'll be a full-fledged trailer that we can talk about. But I just wanted to bring this up. They are making a sequel. We shall see. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a comment letting us know your thoughts on these trailers. Again, all of the trailers are linked below, along with our store and social media pages. Until next time,